We're here at Coach Griffin and getting ready to kick off another Spartan football season. Coach, talk to me a little about the team, the season, the preseason, what you saw during the summer, and the couple games you've already had.
Well, we had a great off season. We started back in December with guys that weren't in winter sports, and just for instance, Jordan McClendon. He had a heck of an off season. Lost weight, gained some power weight, which means he squatted over 600 pounds. And with the core guys, once we got to the summer, 35 to 40 guys was with us throughout the summer. 7-on-7 went good. Started off a little slow just because we had a new offensive coordinator, but I think at the end of the summer, I think we did a really good job. And then going into two-a-days, I think we did a really good job as far as 2 weeks in there. And the scrimmages, when we played Troy first game, if you guys were there, did really well against those, which is going to be a really good team. I think we was even on points, and then we ended with Whetstone a couple weeks ago down in Columbus, and we won that game 35-12. So going into the Northmont this week, I think we're going to be pretty good.
You have a pretty young team this year, right? How's that been transitioning? You sort of lost a big group last year.
Yeah, we had a big group last year. We still have some guys that played. We still have, I want to say, don't quote me on it, but about 12 guys that are coming out that played. We had some sophomores that are going to be juniors this year that played. And, of course, we had a little bit of juniors that played last year that are seniors this year. Jalil King, he's played 3 years for us, and I think he's going to be good. Rashad Wallace on the defensive side, he's going to be our quarterback this year. I think he's going to be pretty talented. Of course, we got to work with him to get him better, get him up to speed as far as the quarterback position. But those guys just got to make a name for themselves. If they make a name for themselves, and compete, I think we'll be fine.
Talk a little more about the offense and about your quarterback situation. I mean, who's getting the ball on Friday?
Well, we hired Chris Hawkins, who's actually a teacher in the building, so that's a big plus for us. He's a former head coach in the Ontario and Mansfield area. Brought a pretty good, simple offense for the guys to learn. And our running backs, I think our running backs is our strength on the offensive side. So we have Myzir McMillan, Goonie, as people know as Jawan Anderson is his real name. And then we got some other guys that will handle the ball. Quarterback and run, Rashad Wallace, Jalil King, Braden Odell, who's also outside guy, Jermaine Daniel, and Jovan Anderson. Those are our skill guys. So what I'm preaching this year is ball movement. I know it's a basketball term, but you'll see a lot of guys touching the ball this year, and we do that. We keep defenses off balance, and we'll do a great job on that side of the ball.
Let's talk about the other side, defense. Who are the guys you're looking to this year?
On the other side of the ball, you got Brandon Taylor, who's a defensive end. Jordan McClendon again, Tank. He'll do a great job as well. Linebackers will be Dwayne Cowan. He should have a good year. And we already mentioned Rashad on the offense side, but he's also on the defense side of the ball. And then Jermaine again on the other corner. I think those guys will do pretty good for us. We got a lot of athletes. Now we have to come together and play as a team and run to the ball, silver bullets to the ball. If we do that, I think we'll have a heck of a defense.
We have a couple weeks before you get to track play. That's what everybody wants to know about. I mean, we're looking at Whitmer, Central Catholic. Those are teams to beat again this year.
Yeah,
where do you guys stand?
Same teams on, the same teams you got to beat on top. But if you follow the track in the last year or two, we got some great coaches, and I call it the SEC of the North for high school. The mid, Oregon Clay is getting a lot better. Fremont Ross is getting a lot better. St. Francis is getting a lot better. So, and we're right in the middle of all those guys as well. And I'm sorry, St. John's also, they have a second-year coach. So, this league, you got to show up every week. If you don't show up every week, you definitely might get beat. But if you show up every week, then you can have a chance to win at the end of the game. So, records are records, but sometimes when you have a 7-3 record, an 8-2 record, or a 6-4 record, it's still a good year in our conference. So you got to make sure you just compete every game, never give in, never give up. If you do that, we'll have a heck of a season.
So open up at home against Northmont on Friday. What do you know about that team?
Obviously they're not in our conference, but last year they were a playoff team. They were, I believe, don't quote me on it, but they were 8-2. They lost to the state champions, Pickerton Central, last year. They lost some guys just like everybody else, but they're a Division I program, so they got a lot of numbers. They got a really good quarterback that can throw the ball, and they got a tight end that can throw the ball, and a skilled guy on the outside, wide receiver that can catch the ball really well. So I think we match up really good with our skill. Our defensive line and offensive line, we're going to have to play really, really well to compete against them. But, I think if we use our speed to our ability and with our numbers, as far as when I talk about numbers for us, it's depth, just getting people in different spots, I think we'll keep them unbalanced and we'll be able to compete with them.
So finally, you start at home, new turf, probably a big crowd. Are you guys excited to just finally get going now?
Absolutely. We want to practice on the turf. We only got to get on there one time. They're doing the track, doing a great job with it. But, that Spartan in the middle, I think it brings a lot of pride to the Spartan Nation. And, those guys are definitely excited for it to kick off at 7 o'clock on Friday night.